My guitar is so cool and bluesy to play, but it can be very difficult to get a really good sound. We're gonna work on that in this video, and I'll share with you the biggest thing that I did to really clean up my slide playing. Of course, we're gonna learn a really cool and super tricky lick to put this to the test. Let's get to it. There's certainly a lot going on in that example. Don't worry, we're gonna break it down bit by bit, and I'm gonna share with you the thing that I did that really helped clean up my slide playing more than anything else. But a little bit about this example so that you can follow along and really get this technique into your playing. I'm in open E tuning here. I've got a lesson on open E that goes a little bit into the tuning and the intervals behind it, so check that out if you're unfamiliar, but this will work if you're in open D as well, okay? That's just a step lower. And what I'm doing is keeping this steady bass thing happening on the E's here on the 6th string and the 4th string. Then I'm playing this lick, and this is where the secret sauce is when it comes to the technique that I want you to work on. We're gonna slide in, but check out what happened. I use a thumb and 3-finger approach to my finger picking. So thumb takes care of the bass strings, and you see it's just doing its job, letting these strings ring. We're not gonna palm mute these. And I've got these 3 fingers resting but ready on the top 3 strings on 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. So they're not gonna make a noise while I'm doing all this picking, okay? And this is especially helpful on an acoustic instrument, and even more so on a resonator, where you got this thing that just wants to amplify every noise that you make. So I'm stopping these 3 strings from making any kind of noise. They're not gonna make a sound here. And that's one big thing that you can do to clean up your slide playing. Now, the tricky part comes when we start to play this lick, and watch what happens. I pick the 1st string with my ring finger, and I let it ring, so my ring finger is off of the string. So try that. Just slide into that note, 7th fret. All right, that's the B. And see if you can get that happening, where you can continue the alternating bass and pluck with just that 3rd finger, leaving the other 2, this is the key, leaving the other 2 fingers on their respective strings. That way they're not making any noise. All right, then we're gonna add a few notes here and really throw your fingers some curveballs. I'm gonna roll through and catch that 3rd string, let it ring, and now I want to mute the 1st string because I'm not going to play it, and pick up and pluck on the 2nd string on my way back to the 3rd string. So that's the 9th fret on the 2nd string, and then choke it out at the end of that slide. You're sliding down generally toward the 7th fret. As you get there, switch to the 3rd string and slide up from the 6th fret to 7th. Roll through and hit the open E. All right, so a lot going on there. And watch my fingers as I mute out the strings that aren't being heard. All right, that's what it looks like when you slow things down and just isolate this little slide part. And I encourage you to work on this just like that. Just play this little lick. Don't even play the bass. All right, and of course things get incredibly complicated when you bring on the thumb, but if you've practiced your alternating bass and you've got your thumb on autopilot, then working that back in shouldn't be impossible. It might be difficult, might be challenging, but it shouldn't be impossible. So we're gonna bring it back in and try to give every finger its job on the picking hand. Thumb's doing its thing. These either pluck or perch. They either pluck or sit down and mute out the string. And then we're just adding a little bluesy tag at the 3rd fret. But it sounds a whole lot cleaner than if you just pluck these. There's all this noise. You can hear that little silky kind of metallic-y sound sneaking in to your playing. So the big tip here is to bring the finger back to the top of the string, mute it out, just rest on the string, choke it out if it's not being played. This takes a lot of coordination, especially if you're gonna do some alternating bass below the melody, but it's worth it and it really will help you clean up your slide playing. If you want a bit more, then be sure to check out my guide. It's for free. All you have to do is download it. 5 simple steps to clean slide guitar. These are the tips that I've compiled that really helped me out, including muting. But if you're looking for a real challenge, try working on this lick. And if you need to niche down and just play the lick, do it, but try to get that muting happening for you. And I bet you'll be surprised over time with good, deliberate, focused practice at just how much you can accomplish and clean up your slide playing. That's it for this lesson. I'll see you next week with another Tuesday Blues. Until then, practice smart and play on.